carriers that you partner with us on. Maybe you've never heard of us before. If you haven't, ACMG, we are one of the biggest IMOs in America. We work with thousands upon thousands of agents selling health, life, ancillaries, Medicare, pretty much everything. And we pride ourselves in offering the top contracts in the business. We pride ourselves in our customer service and what we can offer all of our broker and agent partners. So if you haven't partnered with us before, I think you're really going to like this presentation, and just to get a taste of what ACMG does and offers. And so now getting into it, I want to first say, if you don't have notes out, if you're not recording, if you're not ready, make sure you do that, because I really do think that today's presentation is going to change the game for you. I think it's going to be a huge, I guess you could say, upgrade, if you will, for your business, especially in life insurance. So I'm going to introduce our speaker here in a second, but if you haven't heard of Ethos, Ethos is an insurance company that is changing the entire game with life insurance. What they are doing is revolutionary. It is completely changing how we sell, how clients are buying, which is a huge thing. We all know as technology changes, as our times change, our clients buy differently, they shop differently, and it's important that we stay up to date. And Ethos, in my opinion, is the best in the business with that. As far as their technology goes, their underwriting, they are top in the game. They're amazing. Their products that they offer, their bonuses, their commissions, I think you're really going to like that when we discuss it in a minute. So make sure you're taking notes. I hope you're ready, because I think your mind's going to be blown. So without further ado, everyone, I want to introduce you to Alex. Alex is our partner over at Ethos. So Alex, go ahead and take it away, my friend.
There we go. Hey, appreciate that, Philip. Hey, everybody, Alex Alcicir here with Ethos Life. I am the Strategic Partnerships Manager here at Ethos. And today, just to give you a rough agenda on what I was hoping to cover in the webinar, I just want to give everybody who's not familiar a chance to hear a little bit more about who we are as a company, what our mission is, and really, why it is, what we're doing is so unique, and how we're accomplishing that mission. And from there, go ahead and dive into our multi-product suite. And then ultimately, how can you as an agent increase your life sales with us in the easiest way possible, right? Minimal effort, all the resources that we have to offer. But any questions that you guys have along the way, feel free to throw them in the chat. And I'll go ahead and get started here. So Phil kind of touched on it, right? In terms of, what we're really doing to kind of turn the industry upside down. We are a next generation life insurance company. And really what we mean by that is that we're taking a modern approach to a very antiquated industry. And so our mission here is to protect the next million families. And the way that we go about doing that is by providing fast, simple, and easy life insurance that comes in two flavors, term and whole life. How do we go about providing that fast, simple, and easy life insurance? Well, we have created our own digital app and an underwriting engine that powers that app. So we leverage our own technology that's proprietary to Ethos. And then we also combine that while operating very much so like a traditional carrier, in that we are the GA, the third-party administrator, and the underwriting company, meaning that we create, issue, and service that multi-product suite from start to finish, creating a end-user experience that is, like I said, fast, simple, and easy. So when you talk about things like Net Promoter Score, which is basically just a score that shows how customers or how satisfied are customers with your product, ours is about 86, which would be higher than Netflix, right? So us having the ability to really control that entire user experience, when they're going through the application process, our quick approvals, right? 2 to 3 days average turnaround time for these approvals. All of these things are protecting the client from those traditional roadblocks that come with life insurance, lengthy application times, going through the med exam process, having to get, a needle stuck in your arm, blood work done. We eliminate all of that. And for you as an agent, very, very easy to leverage our Ethos agent portal, which I'll go ahead and jump to here. For those of you who haven't signed up for the for our portal, give me 1 second here. There we go. So everybody should be seeing, here we go. For anybody who hasn't signed up, and Philip, if you don't mind including the sign up link while we're kind of walking through this, this is the agent.
Absolutely, will do.
Appreciate that. This takes about 10 to 15 seconds to get set up, and this is really like an online back office for you as an agent to write business, track your policies, see your commissions, all of that. But I want to highlight before we get into all of that, we have some great pieces of information here on the left, some reference guides for you as an agent to kind of get yourself up to speed as well. And I always want to highlight the most important one here is just what to expect when selling life insurance with Ethos. So this will not only have underwriting guidelines for you while out in the field, but it'll also have a breakdown of our multi-product suite. Now, I mentioned that we are the insurance company. However, we partner with 3 A-rated carriers to provide this suite of products. So those 3 carriers, and this is really going to be from left to right. The term life option here that you'll see, this is going to be the LGA term offering. This is our prime term offering up to $1 million in coverage. All of our approvals across the board, anything under $1 million, no med needed whatsoever. Our subprime term offering is going to be through Emeritus. And then this level SITL, this is a level simplified term product that is also offered through LGA. This is going to be our newest offering. It's a high or elevated risk product. And the way that our app and the underwriting engine powering that app works is that we are routing the client to the product that gets them the most coverage based on their eligibility. Should they not be eligible for this LGA term, they will be routed seamlessly to that subprime term offering with Emeritus here. And then again, if they're ineligible for the first 2, we will route them to this level simplified term product here. Should the client not qualify for any of these 3 prime term offerings, we then have a 3rd A-rated carrier that we work with. The carrier itself is Kuna Mutual. The product is branded as True Stage. Some of you may be familiar with True Stage. They do a lot of work with credit unions. And True Stage is going to be a couple of different use cases, right? One, it's going to be a decline option. Should someone not qualify for these prime term offerings, we will then route them to True Stage. It's still credited to you as an agent. It's all done within the app. We simply pull the application and close it out and send the client a notification with the link saying, unfortunately, Mr. or Mrs. Client, you did not qualify for these term offerings. However, here's a link to apply for a policy with True Stage where they can get one of 3 options. You have the simplified issue term here, the simplified issue whole life, and then ultimately for anybody that doesn't qualify for any of our products, if they are at least 45 years old, you always have this guaranteed issue as the final option. For any of you selling final expense, this will be your best friend. The final expense product, the guaranteed issue here, this has no med questions whatsoever. As long as they are not on their deathbed, they will be able to get a guaranteed issue product or policy, excuse me. The application time for any of these True Stage products, start to finish, less than 2 minutes, very simple and easy. The simplified issue products with True Stage, these will be issued within 24 hours. Or you'll have a decision on those within 24 hours. The guaranteed issue, it is what it is, right? It's guaranteed to be issued. So policy will be in effect as they submit. And you can track all of these within the portal here. Before we go into that, want to go over how do we go about selling these products. So for you as an agent, you have really 2 different options, right? Every agent that signs up, they have their own agent code. And with that code comes this client invite link. You'll see this above your quote generator. This is a shareable link that you can use in social media ads. You can leverage this in email marketing campaigns. If you want to embed this onto your own personal website, you want to throw this onto your email signature, this link is what you'll want to use. And it's really like a landing page to where a client can go in and they can either get a quote if they want to build out that quote and then save it. They can fill out the information here, email it to themselves, and you can actually track these quotes within the portal up here in this quotes tab. Otherwise, if they want to bypass that and just go ahead and apply, they can just click apply here and get started on the application. Start to finish, our applications take on average 6 minutes to complete. Our average turnaround time for approvals is about 2 to 3 days. You as an agent don't have to worry about any case management. We will do all of that legwork for you. We have case management in the form of automated text and email follow-ups, as well as an actual team of agents to assist with the pre-approval process, as well as once that app has been approved, we also have a team to assist with activating that policy should the client need it. Second way to go about selling within the portal, and this is if you want to either share a quote or get started on an application, it's one and the same. Start by building out that quote. We don't actually do a credit check or any hard pulls. We use credit score to help with accuracy when quoting, but you can quote any of our products here based on the client's age and eligibility. So let's say we want to go ahead and get started on a simple term quote. You can download this as a PDF. You can share the quote via email, or you can get started on the application by just putting in the client's email, and then sending them the link to finish the application. Anytime that you share a quote, I want to highlight some things here. You can track, as I mentioned, you can track all of these within the quotes tab and actually start to build out your own CRM within the portal. And most importantly, I want to point out that when you share a quote with the client, you will be included in our automated email follow-ups. So as you share that quote with the client, they'll get an email from us on your behalf later that day saying, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Client, based on the quote provided, you could qualify for this amount of coverage. Here's a link to apply. All of this is tracked back to you as an agent. Those automated email follow-ups make up about 25% of our own company revenue and premium. So you as an agent can increase your live sales with us by 25% by simply sharing a quote. And most importantly, we've tracked all of the data across the board for all of our agents and found that 80% of quotes that are shared by agents result in an application being started. So the agents that really are doing the most with us are the ones that are sending the most quotes. They're cross-selling into that existing book of business. Should you have a PNC book, they're attaching these quotes to a homeowner's policy, and they're getting these quotes out as much as possible because we will do the rest once you actually just send that quote. We have the automated follow-ups. Once they get started on the application, we will help get that application completed. Now, if you're looking to focus on more of a final expense offering for your client, go ahead and fill out the quote the same way. Just go ahead and choose the guaranteed issue whole life with TrueStage. Choose the coverage amount. The difference here is that with our prime term offerings, I mentioned, we control that end user experience, operating as a third-party administrator, underwriting, issuing the policy. With TrueStage, it's a little bit different. They then become the third-party administrator. And so you'll see that it takes you to this co-branded application page where we're pulling the data from this page on the back end. But we also track this back to you as an agent using cookies from your portal, right? And then I mentioned earlier that agent code, mine's 112233. You'll see in the middle of this URL, P code 1122. You'll see here that this is how we're going to track this policy back to you as an agent. For the guaranteed issue application, like I said, there's no med questions whatsoever. But if you want to see what it looks like, you just go ahead and choose the coverage amount, click apply, and then the application itself is really just adding a beneficiary, and it'll ask for Social Security, US address, and then their method of payment. For the TrueStage products, the method of payment can be bank routing information, so ACH, or it can be debit or credit card. For the prime term offerings, with LGA and Emeritus, it's debit and credit card only. But you'll see here, this is really the entire application. Is filling out that contact info, adding the payment method. They review the policy, the coverage amount, the premium, hit submit. And then with all true stage policies, these are going to take up to 24 hours to show in your portal. And that's simply because we're pulling that data on the back end. Their application isn't built into our own Ethos app. So it's a little bit of a lengthier process, but once you submit the application, the following morning, you'll see that policy show up. We upload all true stage policies into the agent portal every day at about 1 o'clock Central. Otherwise, here's where you can manually track all of your policies within the portal and see the status on any of these. If you're ever looking to get clarity on a policy, you have questions on a product offering, issues within the portal, whatever the case may be, you have two avenues of resources. One, put in your name and email, and it'll automatically connect you with a live support agent here at Ethos. And if you don't know, the second avenue will be you have a dedicated account manager assigned to you. So every agent that signs up with Ethos, we do a one-to-one program. So as you sign up, you have a sales resource here at Ethos on the partnerships team as an account manager to assist with anything you need. And so if you don't know who that is, great opportunity to familiarize yourself with the chat. Like I said, throw in your email, your name, and request that you get connected with that account manager. Our support team will either loop them in or they will reach out to that account manager and have them give you a call or shoot you an email. Going across here at these additional tabs up in the portal, we have added the ability for you to really track what you're doing from a production standpoint, all the quotes you're sharing, how many policies have you submitted and activated, and the total dollar amount in premium on those policies. So you can really start to track your production here and even export that as a CSV. For those of you that are just signing up, once you are signed up, make sure to go in. If you want to customize this client invite link or the landing page, this is where you can upload your agent photo or agency logo. You can adjust what you'd like to show up here in the top left, as well as on your landing page. Just go ahead and click save, and that'll update for you. But make sure that you upload your W-9, your E&O, and then for any states that you're licensed in, go ahead and choose the state in the drop-down menu, add in the license number itself, click save, and you're good to go. Now, next steps for you as an agent. For those of you who are, going to be signing up with us today, I do want to point out we have a new agent welcome bonus for any agent that signs up. So that's a 2-week time period. So once you sign up, if you submit an application within that first 2 weeks, once that policy is activated, you'll get an additional $250 on top of the commissions earned for that policy. So as long as the applications are submitted within the first 2 weeks, once those are activated, you'll receive that additional $250. We pay out weekly on all of our commissions, but for any incentives, such as the one going on right now, which I'll highlight here, any incentives that you accrue, bonuses that you've earned, those will all be paid out separately from your commissions as one lump sum in the following month. So if you earn $750 in bonuses in the month of September, those will be paid out by the 15th of October. Otherwise, all your commissions will be paid out weekly. The bonuses are just the ones that are paid out separately as one lump sum.
Alex, this is Phil. If you don't mind me just for a second stepping in there, I don't know if anyone here ever deals with commissions, but that's a big deal. Being able to receive commissions weekly is extraordinarily rare, and I think that is one of Ethos's greatest benefits. Just wanted to make that comment, Alex. That's just an incredible benefit for agents.
Yep, absolutely. This is something that we just rolled out this week. We were bi-weekly. Now we're up to weekly. The ultimate goal here is to get to 24-hour rapid payouts. So every day we're getting closer and closer to that goal. Us being able to roll out these weekly payouts is one major step towards achieving that goal. This is our current incentive that's going on to the end of this month. At the very least, you can earn an additional $50 per policy activated. Otherwise, keep your eyes out. We will be rolling out a new incentive. You will be seeing a notification, or an email and information. It looks like we are going to be rolling out an incentive for Q4 as well. And I'll be working with Robert to make sure that you guys get all of the messaging and details on that. Otherwise, I do see some questions here in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of go back through. I appreciate everybody being patient in sending those questions in. I'm going to go ahead and scroll through here and get some of these answered now. We use credit score. So going back into what does that mean? We use credit score just to ensure accuracy of the quote. So we do not go through the med exam process. And so by that, we check every avenue. We go through our underwriting engine will cross-reference every database such as MIBs, health, medical, pharmaceutical records, driving records. And we look at, financial history to determine, basically your financial eligibility and risk. We don't do a actual credit check or hard pull that shows up on your record, but we do check things such as your TRL score to determine your, financial risk and ultimately your overall risk and liability in getting a policy within our underwriting. So we use credit score to just simply help with accuracy when quoting.
Yeah, that's a great response to that. There's another question. I think I answered it, but just maybe they can hear it from you, yep. Alex, just for peace of mind. Would anyone be a captive agent when working with Ethos?
Nope, complete opposite. So we're 100% independent.
Which is definitely how at ACMG, that's all we do. Nothing is captive, only independent. Everyone here is a business owner, and we treat everyone like that, obviously.
Yep. Next question here.
Yep.
Ethos Talk and Facebook forum stated that agents don't own their book of business. Does it belong to Ethos or to the individual carriers? So first off, the appointment process is directly with Ethos, so you don't ever have to worry about being appointed with any of our carriers. Second, in terms of the book of business, we really share the book of business. So we don't necessarily own it. We share it with you as an agent. However, for peace of mind, we don't have the ability to cross-sell or upsell any of our clients. So once they get a policy, through you with us, there's really nothing for us to go back to that client to try and upsell or cross-sell them with. The only time we'll actually maybe reach out to that client is if they may have missed a payment, or if the client needs assistance with, adding or changing a beneficiary. Our support team can help with that. But we have about a 98% policy retention rate, meaning, once they book a policy with us, they stick around and there's nothing, additional for us to do to try and change that. To sign up today with Ethos, perfect. Thanks again for sending the sign up link, Philip. You just rolled out that weekly payment system, and honestly, it's the reason I'm doing this now. Hey, we really appreciate that feedback. And just so you guys know, we really are continuously adding to our product offerings and features within the portal based off of direct feedback from our agents, right? So a year ago, if we were having this webinar and doing this presentation, we would be talking about, the only offering we had, which was the LGA term offering. It didn't have the highest approval rates. You had to be a really healthy person with strong financial background. And so since then, we've added 2 additional carriers to offer simplified term and additional whole life offerings, such as the guaranteed issue. So we're constantly looking for ways to improve the partnership experience for you. Your feedback is very much so dependent on that. So I appreciate you sharing that, Chad. Just so you guys know, we take that feedback directly to our higher ups. We take that to our engineering and development team so that they're constantly working to improve your overall experience with us.
And Alex, if you don't mind, I just want to address, there's a couple of questions that I wanted to address real quick. Some folks are asking about commission schedules and percentages of that. Like I said earlier, at ACMG, we only offer the top contracts. However, that does depend. Some folks in here are MGAs. We have IMOs that we work with. We have GAs, senior agents. Everyone's at a different level, and we offer different types of contracts depending on what kind of entity or agency you are. So actually just put in the chat, if you wouldn't mind emailing us at ACMG, I put it in there, it's agentservices@acmgsales.com.
Yep.
If you could email us that, let us know kind of where you are in your business. Are you an MGA? Are you a GA? Do you have a team of agents? Are you a solo agent? That will help us give you an accurate commission schedule of exactly what each product is. Thanks, Alex. I just wanted to answer that real quick.
Yep. Anytime you guys are ever unsure, I would definitely reach out to Philip or Robert and they can get that taken care of. When you do the credit check, does it affect the people's prospects credit score? We actually don't do a credit check. So just want to hammer that home. We don't do any credit checks or polls, so nothing that's going to affect their credit score. Do we get renewals? Commissions are always paid out on the first 12 months of the policies, so no residuals on any of our policies. And yes, there are different levels for commissions. So the comp will be based off of your status as an agent, and then it also varies by product type. Is the shared book of business shared with Ethos or the individual carriers? It's shared with Ethos and you as an agent.
Yeah, all of these are really good questions, everybody. And obviously, please keep putting questions in the chat box if you have more. But I want to encourage everybody real quick. I just put the link to contract in there. You can see it says sign up today with Ethos. Click this link. Strongly suggest everyone to add this. I'm telling you, like we discussed earlier, as technology changes, as our business changes, as agents and brokers, it's our job. We got to keep up to date with everything. And Ethos has really changed the game and offered and given us opportunities as agents and brokers to really stay ahead of the game. So I encourage everybody real quick, click that link and sign up. The contracting is so easy. There's some other carriers that make you basically run a marathon essentially to contract, but Ethos makes it super easy and quick to get set up and contract. It takes literally a couple minutes. So I encourage everybody, click that link, sign up, sell a couple policies, watch how happy your clients will be. When the check hits your account in a week, I think you'll be happy as well. But just want to encourage everybody, that link's in there. Click that link, sign up. We want to make sure we get you set up on that.
Ada, if you want to log into the portal, you can actually see this this attachment. So for anybody that's already signed up, here's the link to click on to log back into the portal. And that attachment, the rewards, is here in the portal. So don't worry about screenshotting it. It's already ready there for you. And really to hammer home Philip's point, like I had an agent yesterday who had been spending about 6 to 8 weeks trying to get 2 of his clients. There were a couple, trying to get them covered and having no luck with any of the carriers he was working with. He literally signed up with us and within minutes submitted the applications for both of those clients. They happened to be auto approved. And so they were able to activate the policies right then and there. So in about an hour's worth of time, he had signed up, submitted the apps, and activated those policies. It is that simple and easy. And that's actually a great segue into what we're doing to improve how we're handling approvals for our prime term product, which is the LGA term offering. We're going to be rolling out a 100% automated approval process for the prime term offering, which is this term life offering here. The upside is that, we'll be eliminating the need for APS orders or ETIs, meaning electronic telephone interviews, where we have to get additional information from the client over a Google Sheet. Right now, less than 8% of our total applications across the board require an APS. So a very small amount, while 80% of our total applications are approved. So we have a very high approval rating today, and we want to improve that prime term offering underwriting process. So we will be transitioning over to a 100% automated approval process for that prime term offering. Like I mentioned, with the upside, it'll increase the turnaround time for approvals. However, there is a very, very small group of clients that are very much more high risk that typically in the past, we might have to go fully underwritten for them to get approved, such as diabetics, folks with, coronary heart disease, things like that. That'll delay, the approval times for that prime term offering. Now, rather than going through that lengthy process, we will be routing those clients. If they aren't eligible for that 100% automated approval process, we'll simply route them to the next product, such as Emeritus or True Stage or our LGA simplified term product. So overall, we're only sharpening that underwriting engine within our app and really reducing the amount of time it takes for you to get an approval. I saw something about, do we do a lead sharing program? We don't have one today. It's something that we're looking at. We've had lead vendors in the past that we tried using, but the feedback we got from our agents was that the leads were very poor. So we went through about 2 or 3 vendors and just couldn't find one that was consistent enough and that was worthwhile for our agents to receive those leads. So it's something that we're always looking at to try and find new vendors, but right now we don't have an actual lead program. My client was declined for 1 million and didn't receive a notification with the link, just a notification. Eric, if you want, you can, it depends on when that client was declined. If you want to send the policy ID for that client, we can check in to see what the reason was for the decline. The True Stage link that gets sent following a decline, if it's a hard decline, they won't receive that True Stage link to apply. But we can check and see why they weren't eligible. And then ultimately, if they were declined, you can still generate a new quote for the True Stage products and send that link to a client to get them a policy. Just send the policy ID to your account manager or have our support team loop you in with your account manager, and they can assist in making sure that we get that new link sent out. What is marketing program? Do you have a lead generation system? Just touched on that. We do have marketing resources available. If you're looking to do a Facebook ad, we have an entire playbook here on how to grow your business on Facebook. And then we do have additional marketing materials ready for you as an agent to leverage. I can send those out to you, Robert and Philip, following the call, and you can forward those over to your team. So are we just forwarding quotes and client is filling the application themselves, or are we filling out application for the client and having them sign application, or both? You can start the app for the client, but ultimately the client will need to be the one that verifies themselves via email and actually submits the application. So you can start the app for them, but we need the client to actually submit the app themselves just for compliance reasons. Thanks for touching on the marketing program. Are leads coming from radio advertising? Again, no lead sharing program in place today. No, we do not have renewals. Commissions are all paid out on the first 12 months of the policy. Eric, I have the reason and am assisting with amending her medical records. Again, if you want to leverage your account manager, we can assist in getting any additional info you need. But ultimately, if you want to go back and create a new quote for that client and choose one of the True Stage products to have her apply there, we can still get her covered via True Stage. Great questions though so far, guys. I really appreciate these. Any additional questions for me before I hand it back over to you, Philip?
Hey, Alex, this is Rob. I think Philip lost connection. He's logging back in now.
Okay.
I don't see any more questions coming in, though. Definitely just want to hats off to you. It was a really great presentation with you and Philip. You really did a great job diving into the system and the great products and everything that Ethos has to offer. Everybody that's on the call, thank you for attending, and definitely looking forward to helping everybody grow their business. If anybody has any other questions that come up, you can email agentservices@acmgsales.com. And I want to thank again everybody for attending and wish everybody a happy and healthy day.
Hey, Robert, I really appreciate you guys having me. So thank you so much for the opportunity here.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a good rest of the day today.
Y'all have a good one. Take care.